take your best shot. Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to main event from GWF. My name, of course, is Dave Easton, and I will be bringing you all the action from the new extended version of main event, and one which could go down in history, as we'll talk about in the show. But what about this to kick things off? Mr. Main Event himself, Brent Starr, going to take on Daniel Cage. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're in Indianapolis, and we are going to kick things off in a huge way. Making his way to the ring first, he is the Cage, Daniel Cage. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on which could be a glorious night, as you could say in many things on art, because tonight, if Glorious Domination can defeat American Alpha, they will become the longest reigning champions in GWF history. It can all go down here tonight, but it can also go wrong. If they do not win tonight, they will fail by 1 day to become the longest reigning champs, but that is for a little bit later on. First though, we've got some hard-hitting action as Daniel Cage electrifies the main event arena. And of course, as I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the Twitch chat tonight, watching us live, thank you so much for your company tonight here on Main Event. And please do get your bets in, of course. It's all down to you guys. You can tell us who you think is going to win and see if you can come true at the end. Of course, we also do ask that you do get on social media and spread the word of GWF around to everyone around the world. And Daniel Cage, well, to the millions and millions of the Cage fans, will he disappoint or will he electrify here tonight on Main Event? Daniel Cage, of course, many class him as an NSW original. I wonder what he thought of Curtis Barnett's talk last night, turning down the fans, of course, turning his back. He was classed as an NSW original. Curtis Barnett really coming up with a bit more aggression. Wasn't successful last night, but very, very aggressive. And we'll see where that goes in the weeks to come. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, he is the main event player, Brent Starr. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Brent Starr making his way down the ringside. The main event player, the man that said he wants a main event championship. He's asked Daniel Bryan. He's even asked Daniel Bryan to turn main event into a separate brand. Daniel Bryan has just laughed off them suggestions. And even though we have a fourth match here on main event tonight, well, you've got to be saying Brent Starr will be hoping to be changing Daniel Bryan's mind very soon. So that Brent Starr, and then two very popular superstars you would see here. Definitely is I would say in this one, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the crowd react to this. Already on their feet for the superstars. Cage though, pearly whites against Brent Starr. Big match, John, your referee as always, as we get underway for our first match on Main Event tonight. We, as again, thank you wherever you are watching Main Event around the world. If it is live on Twitch or on the network, as always, all of us here at GWF would like to thank you very much for your time. As Brent Starr, a nice headlock takeover. Of course, big match, John, your referee as always for this one, as he will be officiating through the night. As Daniel Cage looks to set up with a Samoan drop, beautifully executed. Brent Starr will not take much more of that. As a short DDT knocks down Daniel Cage early in the contest. Of course, Brent Starr, as we've been talking about in the intro, desperate to get a main event championship. He said, I am the main event player. I don't care about... He's actually said he doesn't care about being on SmackDown. Is that a good... That's not really a good thing to say, especially to the SmackDown GM. Many people call it, of course, main event the B show, of course, for SmackDown. But Brent Starr doesn't care about that, but he might care about that with a big backdrop by Daniel Cage. What do you guys think inside the Twitch chat tonight? Of course, I'll get to some of your comments as I'm doing a solo commentary tonight. I will get to your comments. What do you think about a main event championship? Even main event becoming its own brand here on GWF. What would you guys like to see in the future? Brent Starr now just hammering away down. Of course, remember in NSW we had ECW on Wednesday night. Actually took over main event. But as I say, not for GWF. Of course, the owner, Paul Heyman, of course, was a big fan of ECW, but not at this current moment. Looking to change things. Brent Starr coming in. Big forearm smash by Brent Starr. Takes down Daniel Cage. And now, oh no, nice reversal. Remember guys, the betting will close soon, so if you haven't betted already, please do so. And the reversal not going to happen here. Cage will send Brent Starr into the corner. And again, looking to do more damage, and this time over the top rope and to the floor. And that will be a nasty landing for Brent Starr. Daniel Cage straight out there. You can see Daniel Cage looking to keep the momentum going here early on. And a big backdrop there as well. And my goodness, Brent Starr's back has taken a battering early on in this one. Of course, somebody said, what would you make of the three brand? Of course, well, we've already got three brands. We've got Raw, we've got SmackDown and NXT, of course. Well, of course, High Impact tomorrow night is for the Cruiserweights. Of course, they will not be included in any drafts, of course, because they're exclusive to the Cruiserweights. And now, look at this here now. Nice turn and nice swinging neck breaker, middle of the ring. And now look at this now. Step forward, looking for the sharpshooter, center of the ring here. This could be the beginning of the end of Brent Starr, but look at this, Starr trying to power out, and he does. As I said, 50-50 crowd reaction definitely here for these two. Big chop. And then look at this, the belly to belly that nobody wins off, of course. No point pinning him off that. Because if NXT did become its own brand, of course, it would be the fifth brand, of course. 4 would be the fourth, which will be eligible for the draft. But I don't think Daniel Bryan is going to let that happen anytime soon. SmackDown's roster is just too big. And that is why we have a 4th match now on main event for your pleasure, of course, every Wednesday night, 10 o'clock in the UK. New start time. And of course, High Impact tomorrow night at 10 o'clock as well. Just trying out some new times. See if you guys enjoy the new times. As a nice gutbuster by Daniel Cage. And Daniel Cage looking to sink in that sharpshooter again, and there it is. And Brent Starr's got no idea. Big Match John right on the case. No, again, Big Match John waving it off. Brent Starr still gets out of it. Big sharp Starr. Now here's that combination. And the clothesline takes Daniel Cage down off his feet. And now into the cover. Is that enough? No, 2 only. And you can see Daniel Cage, well, Brent Starr couldn't believe he didn't get him off that. But if he hits this Star Thunder Bomb, you know it is all over. Look out. Has him. Down he goes into the cover. 2. And he got him. And now a little kick down. And look up here now. Starr going to the top. Oh, no, caught! Caught into the cage bottom! And now, this could be the end of Brent Starr here. And it is! And Daniel Cage picks up a win here tonight on Main Event. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Daniel Cage. Sting it in, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Cage picks up the win. So Daniel Cage picks up the win, ladies and gentlemen, tonight over Brent Starr. And as I say, we are going to take you back to when Glorious Domination won the Tag Team Championships. It seems a long time ago. It was on Superstars, the first ever episode of Superstars. And we're going to show you some of the highlights now. This is what happened. This is the conclusion of the match. Remember, American Alpha had only won the Tag Team titles 3 days before this. Bisping with a belly-to-belly, and now climbing the cage. Chad Gable desperately trying to get up here, but wasn't successful, and with Oliver Bisping getting out of the cage, it meant we had new tag team champions, and the long reign of Glorious Domination could begin. Many people were shocked that American Alpha's reign only lasted 3 days, but on this occasion we had new tag team champions, and of course tonight the Mundo and Oliver Bisping can do the record and go as the longest reigning champions in GWF history. And look out on the Wikipedia page in the next couple of days. On our Wikipedia, there will be a page dedicated to the longest runs in GWF with the tag belts. So please do check that out. But this was the night that the Glorious Domination began, and we are going to see them in action in the main event tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it is singles action as Kaplan Lars, the policeman, takes on Kofi Kingston. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, he is residing in Cobb County, Georgia. He is Kaplan Lars. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Kaplan Lars making his way to the ring. And he will know that he will be looking to do some damage to Kofi Kingston here tonight, with the reputation that he has. Very hard-hitting individual. We'll be looking to make quick work of Kofi Kingston here tonight. Just also a quick note, somebody asked, who would you like to see coming across to SmackDown in the draft? Well, there's a couple of people I'd love to see on SmackDown. I think it would really shake things up. That would be Morgan Wolf. I'd like to see Morgan Wolf come across. I've had to pick one, and one from NXT. I'll get to that in a second, because ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, he is Kofi Kingston. Yeah. Just a quick note, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Kofi Kingston making his way part of High Energy. But let's get back to what I was just saying before that. If I had to pick someone from NXT to come to SmackDown, well, you know, there's quite a few good superstars I'd like to see across there. Definitely, Tyler Jordan would definitely be one I'd like to see come back across here to SmackDown. But let's concentrate on this, ladies and gentlemen, as Kofi Kingston gets ready for action here tonight. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, get your bets in as well. Tell us who you think is going to win this one, as the crowd get ready for action-packed night. An action-packed match. Kofi Kingston have High Energy. Kaplan Lars, former German police officer, now residing in Cobb County, Georgia. Nice takedown there, and just a big boot into the midsection. Look at this already. Thinking he's Bulgarian. Unbelievable. That's so disrespectful. Thinking he's from Bulgaria when he's not. And already Kofi Kingston needs to get out of there and doesn't. Oh my goodness, that was a bit of a hard landing for Kaplan Lars. He goes dropping the elbow right across the knee. Up on top here, look at this. Kingston looking to fly early on. Oh, looked like he slipped. but managed to regain his balance there as he waits for Kaplan to get up, and drills him with a high cross body. My goodness me. Happy days here on main event, of course, for Kofi. Him and his higher managing mate Bob Gonzalez doing very well as a new formed tag team. As a big clothesline by Kaplan Laws. And of course, remember, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on next Tuesday on SmackDown Live, we will be having a Joker's Wild tournament. Now, Daniel Bryan has said that this will the winners of the Joker's Wild tournament will face the winners of tonight's match in the main event at Backlash. So it could be anyone being tagged up with anyone. So that's going to be definitely something to look forward to. And also, Daniel Bryan has said that it will be a 2-day tournament. So it will be here on Wednesday next week, where we will find out the victors of the tournament. That's Kingston now back inside the ring. Big, medium-sized senton. And now, what's he going to do here? Snap the neck back perfectly. That's Kingston style for you. But look at this, Kofi just taking his time and maybe doing the wrong thing, letting Kaplan Laws back to his feet. But no, look at this, turn around and nice swinging neck breaker. And of course, Kofi there, look at that, getting on the fan side, but doesn't realise Kaplan's getting back up here. Has to be careful. A turn around and a shot to the back. But again, fair play, Kofi coming back again with a nice big shot. And another reversal. And now, the sidewalk slam out of nowhere. Oh my goodness, that could be the end right there. No. Goodness me. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't betted already, your time's going to run out soon, so you better hurry up. Because look at this. Kaplan Laws is ready, perched, and drills Kofi Kingston with a spear. And that is that. Into the cover. 2. And a kick out at 2 by Kingston. My goodness. And Kaplan Laws cannot believe it. No, I think he's getting a little bit peed off here. And now stamped to the midsection of Kofi. And now look at it, you can see just the solid shots by Kaplan Laws. You get Laws angry, and I'm telling you, this is what happens here. As a twisting neck breaker, and that really is doing more damage to Kofi Kingston each and every time. Kingston needs to get out of this, because another big power slam this time. Kaplan Laws may be looking to... No! Kick away by Kingston. And look at this. Kingston still trying to get the crowd going. Really should concentrate more on Kaplan Laws here. Look out. Hook. A suplex. Kaplan Laws all of a sudden now in danger. Kofi sends Kaplan Laws into the corner here. Look out. Nope. Kofi was thinking about something there. Spinning kick. Look out. Monkey flip out of the corner. Sends big Kaplan Laws right across the ring. That could do it. Cover. Hook of the leg. 2. No. 2 count only. People in the Twitch chat already thinking about what teams could be put together next week. You don't know what Daniel Bryan has in mind. He could do anything. Could split up tag teams. Could still keep tag teams together. As a DDT, that will surely end it. But look at this. No cover by Kaplan Laws here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to keep getting your points in the chat, you will need to keep chatting. Every 5 minutes, please do keep chatting along. There is look out. Another spear! My goodness, he almost took Kofi Kingston in half. My goodness me. Into the cover. No hook of the leg. I don't think it's required this time. There it is. Kaplan Laws with a big victory here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, Kaplan Laws. The nightstick in hand. You know that well, no one is safe when Kaplan Laws is around. Big win here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night on High Impact, it'll be just a week and a bit before the match for the Cruiserweight title. Neville and Rich Swann will be on separate teams. Neville will be with Travis Lee, while Rich Swann will have his good friend Cedric Alexander on his team. Tomorrow night, main event for High Impact. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, this should be interesting. Roman Reigns, the big dog, taking on J Money. It's coming up next on main event. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring first, he is the big dog, Roman Reigns. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns making his way to the ring and looking to do damage to J Money here tonight on main event. What do you guys I can have a look, and you guys in the Twitch chat not very in the mood for Roman Reigns here. They're not on his side here. I would be very surprised, and it's a very mixed reaction here in the crowd. But as I said, the big dog Roman Reigns will not care about that one bit. He wants to get into that ring and he wants to do damage. He will do it here tonight against J Money. I gotta say, definitely Roman Reigns does get a reaction from the crowd wherever he goes. You have to say, this is going to be very, very interesting matchup, to say the least, between J Money and Roman Reigns. Big Dog is ready for action. Are you guys ready for what should be an interesting match here tonight? Well, the crowd are ready here, ladies and gentlemen, on main event. Because here comes his opponent, making his way down the stairs. It is J Money! The man that many people have said doesn't deserve another chance. We talk about it each week, ladies and gentlemen. J Money has been very outspoken of GWF in the past. Many people said he's come back to take GWF down. You know what his past history, of course, with FWW. And now, J Money, you're looking, well, you can see the fans' reactions there, very split. But again, what is the motive of this man? The boos echo around the arena. Here we go. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. J Money versus the big dog Roman Reigns. Here we go. Big Match John gets us underway for this contest on main event. As Roman Reigns starts out with a nice belly-to-belly overhead throw. And this time, Roman looking in control early on. As you see, you don't want to give the big dog any sort of speed or in any sort of momentum, because he will really take you out and will do some damage inside that ring. And look at this now, just a nice sweep by J Money, trying to get a breather, maybe just do more damage, but then Roman catches him and an awkward landing for J Money. And now, whoop, bit of a miscommunication there, I think, by Roman. Thought he was going for something, but then changed his mind and caught Looked like he was going to pay for it, but Jay Money can't get any momentum going forward here. Look out! Drills him into the mat. Right under the back, under the spine almost. Now, where's Roman going? Off the ropes. Down. Oh, right across the... Look like the shin just under the knee. That can do a lot of damage here tonight. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, the draft does come your way. Just a reminder, on the Raw after Backlash, that will be the 6th of February. Make sure you join the superstars of NXT, SmackDown and Raw on the same night as we have the first draft in the season, and that comes your way on the 6th of February. Jay Money drilling the fist right in between the eyes here. Look at this. Stalking now. What's he going to try and do here? Yeah, it's very early in the matchup. Remember, Jay Money has learned a lot of submissions. Oh no, look at this deadlift. Oh, yes. Very nice. You've got to see, despite all the bad things about Jay Money, you've got to respect his wrestling ability. Of course, remember, he was GWF champion, SmackDown champion over here in Season 1. Before all the, well, I don't know, outside interference, many people said, got into Jay Money's head. Roman sends him now into the turnbuckle. What's going to happen here now? Oh, look out, this could be Snake Eyes. Yes, it is. Right across the turnbuckle, and what a shot! And there goes Jay Money over the top rope to the floor. Now, Roman on the outside again. Just looks to have had more of the control of this match. Here we go. Into the shot again by Jay Money, though, coming back. Remember, 10 count to play with. Jay Money looking to do some damage on the outside here. Oh, what a kick! Right into the ear. I think that was a Roman Reigns. And all of a sudden, no, Reigns turns it around and Jay Money thrown back inside the ring. It just shows you how quick things can change here on GWF. And Jay Money, they're turning around, looking for the bank statement. Can he get it? He can! He's got... No, Roman was too close to the ropes. Unfortunate for Jay Money. I thought he had it there. And now, look at this. Up. Into the cash out. And that is it, surely. Cover, hook of the leg. 2. No! Kick out by Roman at 2.5. And now, look at here, into the arm bar. And now got the leg hooked as well. Roman's in a lot of trouble here. But no, I don't think he had it fully on, and that gives Roman the chance to get out, but the damage surely has to be done. And Jay Money out of nowhere now has the big advantage in this match. Look at that, Roman catches it, and big clothesline from the big dog. Fans on their feet, they haven't sat down for most of this match. Now it's Jay Money sending to the corner. Big kick. Oh, we know what's going to set up here. If he hits this, it could be all over. Roman looking for the drive-by. Oh, connects! Right into the forehead of Jay Money, and that could be the beginning of the end. Oh, the smugness of Roman Reigns. He knows he's got Jay Money just where he wants him here. Now what's he going to do? Snapmare takeover. Just shots. Repeated shots to the collarbones. And now, what is Roman thinking to do? Dropping the big elbow. Roman into the cover. May think he's got him off that, you know. The damage could have been done. No! Kick out at 2. So close. And now, look at shots to the top of the head. Oh, and that has busted Jay Money wide open. Then repeated shots. Vicious shots by the big dog. And now, no, look, kick to the side of the jaw. Jay Money will still fight here. Look at this. Wow, takedown of Roman and into the toe hold and trying to really take out the knee. And I think the blood may have just revitalized Jay Money here. Look out, kick into the midsection. What's he going to try and do here? Sends Roman in, hits the drop kick. And a second. And a spinning neck breaker for the best of it. Jay Money though should have went, I think, for a cover there, has definitely let himself down. But a bank statement coming up. Has he got it this time? Right where he wants it, the bank statement locked in. But no, Roman turns around into the cover. This could be a huge win. And a kick out of 2. My goodness me, ladies and gentlemen. Roman all of a sudden now turns it round, picks him up. Has he got him? Oh, into the powerbomb. What height he got him? Has he got him this time? Yes, he has. The big dog picks up the win. The height that Roman Reigns gets on that powerbomb is enough to finish anyone. Your winner tonight is Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a great match. I'd love to see them two go at it again in the future. But for now, Roman Reigns is your victor. Roman Reigns celebrates with the crowd here. But oh no, Jay Money's not, he's had enough. And he's coming back with a kendo stick. Oh, what a bad sore loser this man is. Mouthing off and he thinks he's the victor. Well, who do you think? If you can walk away with this. Well, oh no, come on. Come on now, enough. Come on, Big Match John, get him away here. Roman Reigns struggling. You can see him. Uh-oh. Now this might not be good. As the ref, Big Match John out of there. Look out, big chair shot coming. Oh, to the back of Roman Reigns. Vicious. Wait, that. Whoa, who's that? Seth Rollins! What the hell is Seth Rollins doing here? Well, this is a bit of a surprise. And clothesline sends Jay Money to the floor. Wow. Well, what is this all about? What is Seth Rollins doing here? I'm a bit shocked. You got to be. See, Roman finally back to his feet here as the referee acknowledges the win. And well, the history, you know the history in NSW between these two. Oh my goodness. What the hell? Roman and Seth on the same page? This cannot be good. I'm telling you, if you're against Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins, if these two are on the same page. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to that, to our main event. It is record-breaking time or falling just short. Glorious Domination take on American Alpha with the SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. We are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Our main event. Introducing first, they are the challengers. The team of Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. They are ready, willing and Gable. American Alpha. Ladies and gentlemen, just to put it into where we are today, American Alpha were the last team to hold the tag team titles that Glorious Domination hold. The match that went down was on the 10th of August last year, 168 days ago. But tonight, these two men could stop Glorious Domination with the record in sight. American Alpha know the task that's ahead of them. We have seen American Alpha defeat Glorious Domination before in non-title action, but tonight it is very different. Ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. making their way to the ring, being accompanied by Dan Masters. They are the current SmackDown Tag Team title holders. They are the Mundo and Oliver Bisping. Glorious Domination. Yes, this is the match that we've been looking for. And now, well, the record is in within sight. But, is it going to be all over tonight? Is this one match too far for the tag champs here tonight? We will find out. Glorious Domination defend the tag belts in our main event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go for your main event here tonight. That is what is at stake. The SmackDown Tag Team titles. 168 days in the reign of glorious domination. Tonight, it means more than anything for them to see if they can make history here tonight. But these two gentlemen have held the titles before, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Tonight, they can start a new era in the tag division if they can pick up the win. And it would be them who would face the Joker Wild tournament winners, and not these two gentlemen, Oliver Bisping and the Mundo, of course, at Backlash. So here we go. The tag champs just being introduced to the live crowd. But is it the last time that they hold them tag team titles? Big Match John takes the titles off. And there they are. There it is. The tag team titles at stake, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Buckle yourselves in for what should be a great main event. And we are underway. Big Match John gets us underway here tonight. Jason Jordan trying to get the crowd active already, and Chad Gable showing his wrestling ability already, as Mundo takes a hard fall early in this contest. And ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to announce that we will go through this with no ad breaks. This is right to the finish. You're going to see all the action here tonight on the main event. Chad Gable now, look at this already, starting. And Mundo, no, Mundo sneaks out of it. But they get away from them vicious shots. Then we come back inside again, and there's the drop kick by Chad Gable. Now, what's going to happen here? As anyone, even Chad Gable can do a Russian leg sweep. Cover. No, not a cover. Looking for submission early on here. And we've seen J Money trying to go for this, and now he's got it hooked. And we could be seeing new tag champs here if Mundo doesn't get out of this. And finally does, but well, you can see the protective sleeve on his arm. We do know Mundo has had a few arm injuries in the past. And that is why he's starting to wear that protective sleeve on there. And, well, definitely getting out of there quick. Here comes Oliver Bisping. Chad Gable. Not yet to tag out. Look out. Double team. Oh, my goodness. What an enziguri. And now, Bisping goes up middle rope, telling Chad Gable to get up here. What's going to happen? Drop kick! Oh no! Gable seen it coming and moved out of the way. And Gable now reverse suplex drills Bisping into the mat. Oh, look at this. Gable will just show you the wrestling ability. He'll just drag you all the way across the ring. And now, here comes the tag to Jason Jordan. And this is real danger. The powerhouse. Jason Jordan, but look at this. Bisping coming in. Big back elbow takes out Chad Gable. And look at this. Oh, drills Jason Jordan into the mat. My goodness me. Double underhooks as well. Jason Jordan now, look out. Big slam. And oh my goodness, Bisping taking a page out of maybe Jason Jordan's book there. Knockout. Oh, standing moonsault. Unbelievable. Bisping definitely on a roll here. Dan Masters outside, of course, as always. Look at this again. Oh my goodness. Bisping showing the ability here tonight. You definitely think that he knows that the championships and the record on the line here. Now look at this. Oh, he's put his foot up and he defeat! That could do it already. Bisping, well, look at this, just mocking American Alpha here, telling him to get up. And then just a stiff kick. That's not really planned. As Jordan comes back with a Northern Light suplex. And you know American Alpha will not take any of that really, that's taunting at them. Because they will get you in a number of ways. Look at this, Chad Gable into the corner here. Tag to Mundo. Bisping, oh my god, they're not going for total domination. Oh, they are, you know. Gable's up. Mundo, total domination. Masters seems happy. Into the cover. Hook of the leg. 2 and 3. I'm stunned. They've got it. The tag team champions have retained and they have the new record. Congratulations to Glorious Domination. What a shock ending that is. But ladies and gentlemen, Glorious Domination are now the longest champions in GWF. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, main event comes to a close for this evening. We thank you so much, whoever you have been watching this. If you watch this live on Twitch, you guys are awesome as always. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting GWF. If you're on the network, thank you to you guys as well. Please do give us a big thumbs up and please do share to as many people as you can and get the word around that GWF is here to stay. My name is Dave Easton and I will see you tomorrow night for what should be an action-packed, high impact.